guys, Christine here with Perfectly Balanced Body. Today I'm going to show you my favorite way to statically stretch the rectus femoris. It's one of those 3 hip flexor muscles as well as a knee extensor that causes a lot of issues, especially with runner's knee. I feel a lot of the pain directly over the center of the kneecap, sometimes right below in the insertion point. So the most important part about this is making sure you have something to hold on to so that those muscles are not activating to try and keep your balance. So I'm just going to use a roller, but if you have a chair, desk, anything else, that works equally as well. You want to make sure your knee's on something soft. Some people can do it on the ground, but most people need a little bit of cushion underneath that kneecap. Next setup, you want to make sure your knees are fist width apart. So if you look right about there, so I'm not on a tightrope because that's going to isolate more your TFL. So right about there. Now the way that most people do this wrong is they push forward. So to give you a side angle of this, switch over to here. So the setup should be 90 degree at the knee, 90 degree at the hip, 90 degree at the second knee. So most people just do this. That really only isolates some of the adductors and the groin. We want to make sure that we're hitting this rectus femoris. Once again, it comes a little bit lateral as it gets higher. So you're going to tuck your back toe, but you want to move your foot a little bit to the outside of that knee to help isolate this outside line. And then instead of moving forward, you're actually going to move back so that you can tuck your hips underneath. So the other huge issue people have is when they push forward, they arch their lower back, and then they're actually putting that muscle in a short position, so they're not stretching it. So make sure you go back so that you have the flexibility to tuck underneath as if somebody's pulling you up from the belt buckle or you're trying to look at your belly button. Then while maintaining that by squeezing your glutes and squeezing your abs, then you're going to go into that straight up and down position. You should feel a massive stretch right through the quadricep. If you don't feel a stretch with this, you can do 2 things. You can either elevate the foot on something, or you can push forward a little bit more as long as you do not compromise that lower back and go into that arch, which will automatically take the stretch out of the correct place.